Alright guys, so indexing Triumph T140 5-speed gearbox on my Norrish. It's a Norrish Westlake engine head and barrels. It's souped up to 900cc. Anyway, I'm not an engineer by trade. I'm not a mechanic by trade. I'm just someone that's got a mad fascination with classic bikes, and I love to just buy them, do them up, and just enjoy having them. So don't take what I'm going to say as gospel. And a lot of you might have obviously comments, which I like opinions. Everyone's got one. But as I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a general Joe that likes to tinker and enjoys machines and do little bits and bobs and updates and so on. So, an X-Race bike. Bought it from the UK. Obviously now it's in Melbourne, Australia. So I was I didn't really know what I was getting, but I sort of knew what I was getting. But anyway, I'm just going through it, and I had problems with the gearbox. It wasn't being nice to me. It was being a bit of a bitch. So I thought, right, I had a leak on the sprocket side, the gasket, the oil seal went. So I took all that apart and I thought, stuff it, I'm halfway there, I may as well just give the gearbox a once over. Being a race bike, you never know what you're going to get into. Anyhow, everything looks pretty good in it. It's quite tight. There's no real bad cogs. There's no real. I was surprised. It's pretty good. So I've got the manual. I've downloaded the manual and printed it off, and done all those other bits and bobs. I thought, right, I'll put it back together. Followed the instructions, got it back to what I was. The only thing with the gears and the cogs and bits and bobs in here is a lot of them are different. I've actually had to write down the part numbers and model numbers and so on and connect them to the book, so I'm not sure what gears they are. They're either high or low ratio. Obviously race bike, you don't know. Anyhow, indexing, what a pain in the ass. I followed the instructions in the manual. It says obviously put it in neutral, refer to the page there, put it in neutral, and then reassemble from the neutral position. For obviously those that you don't know, but those that are gonna know, your neutral position is that one right there. So we've got first, neutral, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I ended up replacing this because I couldn't get it to index properly. It would miss fourth gear, miss fifth gear, then it would go straight from fourth into second, and I was having all sorts of gibberish problems with it. Again, refer to the manual, put it in neutral, index from neutral. Obviously when you get this is your middle plate, and once you get this in to the neutral position, that's it right there, and that should line up directly horizontally or in the middle of the lay shaft. I think it's a lay shaft. Anyway, the shaft that comes out of the main bearing. So did all that, wouldn't work. Okay, what do? You get on YouTube, you watch loads of videos, and then they say, okay, when you put all your gearbox in, and then when you put your selector forks in, and you do it all the right way, put it into first gear, because that holds the first selector fork in, and that would be this one here. So then it says index from first gear. Well, you index from first gear, and I just couldn't get it. Then suddenly it just fell into place, and I thought, magic, put it together. So of course, put it together, new gaskets, new everything, put it on, went to test it, indexed perfectly, lovely, put everything back together. Went to obviously test it with the foot peg. It wouldn't go into second gear, and then it was missing third, it was going into fourth, and it wouldn't go into fifth, and then there was locking up and misalignment. Anyway, bollocks, rip it all apart. Tried so many different variants, so many different ways, put it together, take it apart, put it together. I think I can take it apart and put it back together with my eyes closed now. However, I found something that worked for me, and it was a epiphany that I had. This being your selector fork here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notches. It's 5 gears. So I thought, right, I'll set it in the middle on gear 3, which is this one. That means it's 2 up and 2 down, because I'm already in 3rd gear. This was obviously I left it for about a week because I was so frustrated with it, couldn't get it. Anyway, did this, set it in 3rd gear, put it together, bang, straight away. No problems, no hassles, no nothing. It worked like a charm. So that was after, by the way, buying this indexing tool. Where's the space? New springs, obviously, for the fork. New springs here, new selector kit, new everything. I bought basically everything that I could have bought that replaced what was in there, which is all new now, is done. So just the top tip, when you're setting it, set it in 3rd gear. If you're having problems indexing it, and like lo and behold, like I did, set it in 3rd gear, index it in 3rd gear, and as I said, 3rd gear is being, don't just torch off, because it sits in the crankcase that way. 1st, neutral, 2nd, 3rd. If you can see in mine in there, torch is a bit bright, but 1st, neutral, 2nd, I do believe that there, that's in 3rd gear now. It's not great, not great, but you can't see it. So when you put your outer plate on, or your middle plate, okay, it's a bit hard trying to do this whilst holding the camera. It is a bit of a jiggle. You can use your your tool if you want. Alright, it doesn't matter. You just make sure that that is on 1, 2 on your 3rd sprocket there. In the middle. Right in the middle on that one. No, that's the one you want right there. Alright, that's now 3rd gear. Okay, so 3rd gear, hold that on as I said, push her in, that's it, easy as that. Now that is 3rd gear. If you want to be pedantic and use a pencil, straight across the middle is 3rd gear. 2 up, 2 down, and it worked straight away, absolutely straight away. So I've gone ahead, new gaskets, stuff the manual, put it together. Again, don't slate me guys, I'm just a general Joe that likes to muck around with these things, but hopefully this helps someone. 3rd gear indexing Triumph 5-speed gearbox, put it back together. Good luck.